in amongst the long grass as it goes from green to sort of yellowish to brown and then to copper and then to grey, and it's got a lovely sort of straw-like smell. And then the leaf litter underneath the grass changes, because all of these combretum trees and the marula trees and the jackalberry trees and the silver cluster leaves and all of the other trees or all of the other deciduous trees will drop their leaves, and those then will turn brown, and in so doing they form a sort of vast bowl of mild smelling potpourri, if you like. So there's always a delicious smell of that during the winter time. So yes, it varies substantially between the summer and the winter time, and spring and autumn somewhere in between those two. There, Tingana has managed to stand up, which is wonderful. I wonder what he's I think he's probably looking at the hyenas. I think that's exactly what he's having a look at. And so he should be. I'm sorry we're not the other side of him, but I think it's worth staying here just to see what he does. Now, Johan, you want to know how many sort of vocalizations an animal like this is able to make. So how many different sounds can he make? Well, not very many. He has a limited array of sounds to make, most of them fairly harsh and guttural, and indeed blood-chilling. That's, if you were to listen to him for too long. He makes a sawing roar, which is his territorial call. Sounds a little bit like that. I'm obviously not going to do it too loudly with him staring straight at me. And then he can make a growl, which is a very sort of low, rumbling sound, and it's also very blood-curdling. And then I suppose he could make a slight squealing sound if he wanted to, but it's not a commonly heard noise with leopards. What happens is with their voice boxes are like ours, but they are suspended by a sort of apparatus. It's an apparatus called a hyoid apparatus or suspensorium, and what it does is it holds the vocal box in place, but it's not ossified, it's not bony like ours. So the voice box shudders in its place. Oh, he's coming down. And that means that the sound is much louder and much harsher than it is in some of the other cats. This is fantastic. He's only, 8 meters from us? It's going to be a little bit quiet, so that you can appreciate the feeling that I'm feeling right now. Now, I'm half looking at him and half at the screen, because he's almost in the dark now. And I think he's come out of the tree because it's night time now. The hyena's advantage has disappeared slightly, because he is now able to hide much more easily. Now, I said he wouldn't leave this kill until he'd finished it, but maybe I'm wrong. And he could also be thinking about going to try and get some water. We'll try and follow him. We might have to swap from the infrared light, but for now we won't. We'll stay in this light. It's going to be difficult to follow him through there. So while we try and do that, let's head across to Brent and find out what he's trying to see with his spotlight.